Sorry, I played for like 5 minutes before realizing I forgot to start stream again.
Subdeck is offline for some reason, Isaac.
This is Temple. I found Elizabeth, but there isn't a single space-worthy vessel.
This may be our last chance of getting out of here alive, Isaac. There's an asteroid loaded up in the mining bay waiting to be smelted. If you attach the SOS beacon to it, you can launch it away from the ship to make a clean broadcast. The beacon's on the maintenance subdeck. You can launch the asteroid from the control room. Damn, the control room is locked. It looks like they keep an emergency access key on the processing subdeck. Couldn't be easy, could it? I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Entering zero gravity.
There's a failsafe on the processing control door. It won't open until gravity is restored. But you can't turn on the gravity until those boulders are cleared from the room. Maybe you can dump them into that gravity beam with your Kinesis gun.
Entering zero gravity. Entering zero gravity.
There's a failsafe on the processing control door. It won't open until gravity is restored. But you can't turn on the gravity until those boulders are cleared from the room. Maybe you can dump them into that gravity beam with your Kinesis gun.
Anomaly destroyed. Free-floating anomalies detected. Area must be cleared before gravity can be restored. Anomaly destroyed. Anomaly destroyed. All free-floating anomalies destroyed. Gravity can now be restored. Reminder. Gravity must be restored before accessing the control room. Thank you. Reminder. Gravity must be restored before accessing the control room. Thank you. Reminder. Gravity must be restored before accessing the control room. Thank you. Gravity restored. Access permitted to control room.
Fuck these things, dude.
Entering zero gravity.
There's a failsafe on the processing
really?
control door.
What do you gotta
It
do?
won't open until gravity is restored. But you can't turn on the gravity until those boulders are cleared from the room. Maybe you can dump them into that gravity beam with your kinesis gun.
restored. Gravity restored. Access permitted to control room.
That's the key, Isaac. It'll get you into the control room so you can launch the asteroid. Don't forget to attach the beacon first. I read another report on the colonist dementia. It seemed to start after they removed the marker from the planet. God knows how long it was down there.
Please recycle any unused materials regularly. Thank you.
Dr. Kyne, what the hell are you doing? Ah, get back! Come any closer, and I'll shoot him. Give me the access codes to the cargo bay. You idiot! This is processing. Why the hell would I have codes to cargo? Don't lie to me. I'm sick of everyone lying to me. It is imperative that I get the marker. Give me those codes. I don't have them. Is this what you did to the captain? Go on. Shoot me if you've got the balls. Idiots! It's the only way to stop him. The only way to end it. He's completely lost it. Somebody call security.
Isaac? Is that really you? It feels like it's been so long. But I can help you now. Come with me.
Fuck that bitch.
The beacon's in the storage room next to you. I think I could disable the lock from here. Hold on.
God damn, dude. Out of ammo.
Okay, the door's unlocked, Isaac. I can't get over to you, but I'll find a way. I love you. This will all be over soon.
Isaac. Hey, I lost your signal for a while. You had me worried. I see you've got the beacon, so head for the mining bay and attach it to the asteroid. I've been running trajectory calculations, and if we launch soon, there's a good chance the asteroid can reach a safe distance to begin transmitting. Still no sign of Hammond. In his state, I can't imagine he's still alive.
God damn it. Fucking really, dude. Exploded myself, I think.
I've got elevator access to the mining subdeck. It was a security lockdown, although I don't think it helped them. Now that you've got the beacon and the key, head over there. It looks like the asteroid is held in place by some gravity tethers. You'll have to knock those out before you can launch it.
Or lower for speed. So right arm, so this time the left arm will be. Yeah, now both arms and legs have a bit of protection as well. Nice.
Processing log. Supervisor Second Engineer Dallas reporting. This will be my last report. I've seen what they do to the bodies, what they become. I can't let that happen to me. At least if I don't have any limbs, I won't be able to kill anyone when I'm infected. Please tell Dawn and the kids that I love them. Oh, God. God. Oh. One more. One more.
Entering zero gravity.
Where are the tethers?
Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity. Entering vacuum. Warning. Payload 8772 is no longer tethered. Unfit personnel exiting vacuum. Entering vacuum.
Oh, I had to plant something.
Exiting vacuum.
Are you serious? I died to that? Oh my god, dude. I died fucking bad a couple of times.
Entering zero gravity. Exiting vacuum. Exiting vacuum. Warning. Payload 8772 is no longer tethered. Untrained personnel should leave the area immediately. Exiting vacuum. Exiting zero gravity. Dinner will be served in the mess hall in 10 minutes. Payload 8772 launched.
Beacon's on its way. All functions normal and broadcasting wideband. Now we just have to hope somebody's listening. I'll position the array receiver. I thought I saw my brother again. He waved to me, like nothing was wrong. Okay. I should be able to leave this channel open. What? The comms array receiver isn't responding. Isaac, can you get back to the bridge? We need that array online or we can't receive signals from anyone responding to the beacon.
Quarantine lifted.
Things are looking up. A military ship just docked in, the USM Valor. I don't know what it was doing out there. It must have gotten our distress signal. We can't talk to it until the comms array is fixed. I'm gonna hack the door to communications for you. Get in there and find the comms control station.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Isaac, the door to communications is open. But I've been getting some weird feedback spikes on the local comms. I think someone's listening in on us, so be careful.
Communications log. First comms operator Bailey reporting. The ship is under attack, but requests to issue a distress call have been repeatedly denied by Captain Matthias. He won't say it, but everyone on the bridge knows why. This is an illegal operation in a prohibited system. We've all known for months, and we kept our mouths shut. Not anymore. Mayday! 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 This is USG Ishimura. This is... Hell... I don't believe this. The whole comm system is offline.
Now we've gone too far. Bailey out.
Communications array offline. A service technician has been notified.
That comms array is in bad shape. We need at least 6 working dishes for a strong enough signal. Make sure they're aligned symmetrically so there are no power gaps.
Entering zero gravity. Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity. Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity. Exiting zero. Entering zero gravity. Exiting, entering zero gravity. Entering zero gravity. messages can now be received.
That's it. It's working. Get back to communications and use the control panel to send our coordinates to the Valor.
Exiting zero gravity.
This is USM Valor, widecasting on all frequencies to USG Ishimura in response to your SOS. We've picked up your escape pod, number 47, and are en route to your position. This message will repeat every 30 seconds until you respond.
What? Isn't that the escape pod Hammond jettisoned? One of those things was on board. No. No, this isn't going to happen. USM Valor. Come in, Valor. Our signal isn't strong enough. I'm going to open the blast doors to boost the signal.
Error. Blast door blockage detected. Please contact a repair technician.
Shit! Isaac, there's something big on the hull of the ship, directly above the comms array. Something organic. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. We have to get the doors open to transmit to the Valor. You should have a clear shot from ADS Cannon 48. Get to the cannon and blow it out into space.
on the USG Ishimura, come in. Do not open the escape pod. USM Valor, this is Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura, come in. Do not open the escape pod. Damn it, respond!
Fuck, you open this thing.
Why did they open the pod? Damn it. Oh my god. It's headed right for us.
Oh no, the game crashed. What the fuck?
Manual override initiated. Opening communications array blast doors.
USM Valor, this is Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura. Come in. Do not open the escape pod. USM Valor, this is Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura. Come in. Do not open the escape pod. Damn it! Respond! Why did they open the pod? Damn it. Oh my god. It's headed right for us. Isaac! Isaac! Get the fuck out of there!
What the fuck? It keeps crashing there. 8 I'm on. Simply turn on the resync through turret sequence. Okay.
Manual override initiated.
So loud, dude.
Opening communications array blast doors.
USM Valor, this is Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura. Come in. Do not open the escape pod. USM Valor, this is Kendra Daniels on the USG Ishimura. Come in. Do not open the escape pod. Damn it! Respond! Why did they open the pod? Damn it. Oh my god. It's headed right for us. Isaac! Isaac! Walk out of there!
Wish I could just talk to someone. It's all falling apart here.
Isaac. Isaac, are you there? Thank God you're all right. I've been trying to reach you. Someone's been blocking my rig signal remotely. A crash must have interrupted the signal block.
Hammond, where have you been?
Surviving. Barely. I found some med supplies and patched myself up. Listen. I'm calling aboard on the mission. Fuck the CEC and fuck the chain of command. We have to get the hell out of here. I think I've located a shuttle on the crew deck. Flight log says it needs a new Singularity core, but we can probably salvage one from the Valor. I can see the tail end of it sticking out from the side of the Ishimura. I'm headed down there now to find a way inside. I'll meet you there. Hammond out.
Isaac, if what he says is true about the shuttle, we might have a chance of getting out of here. Head to the cargo bay and see if you can help Hammond. In his condition, he may not last long.
Nice, dude.
Isaac! Good, you made it inside. Listen, I just found the munitions log for the Valor. I don't think their presence here is a coincidence. They're not on reconnaissance and they're not on patrol. This ship is prepped for war. They're on a seek and destroy mission. Do you hear me?
Isaac, I've lost him again. No signal from Hammond's rig. Find the Singularity Core and get the hell out of there.
Entering zero gravity.
Isaac, one of the Valor's weapons ripped open in the crash. Those green orbs you see are highly radioactive, and the Valor's airlock has sealed itself. You're going to have to throw those into space before you can get into the ship.
Radioactive material removed. 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 Radiation hazard clear. Safety lock released.
The part you're looking for will be in the engine room at the back of the ship. I'm reading massive damage, so you may need to find an alternate route to get there.
infection process is doing something strange to these soldiers. They all have built-in stasis units in their body armor. The infection is merging the stasis unit into their flesh or something, making them move fast. Real fast. Be careful.
Isaac, can you make a call again?
Isaac, I'm tracking your position, but it doesn't look like I can reach you. This damn ship was nearly shared in half. I made it to the bridge. It's a mess here. These poor bastards didn't stand a chance. I'm going to override all door locks so you can get to the engine room. I'll try and catch up with you there.
Mr. Clark, I need to speak with you. My name is Terrence Kyne, Dr. Kyne. Listen to me. There isn't much time. If you really can repair the shuttle, there is a better use for it than just running away. You must understand, the forces at work here are greater than you can imagine. If you leave now, you condemn all humanity. The planet will never stop, never rest unless the marker is returned. Don't you see? The Church is wrong. This is all a trap. I've seen it. Please, you must help me.
This is Commander Cadigan. We have hostiles on board. This is not a drill. Hostiles are alien. Repeat, alien and extremely dangerous. All personnel, have weapons ready and fire at will.
dude. Why, dude?
Lockdown initiated.
You
Lockdown lifted.
I blew myself up.
Lockdown initiated.
that bad, dude, really? smash, really?
that it? You got it? Oh my god! You got it! That's the piece we need. Get to the crew deck.
Over here! I've been trying to reach you. My comm was out. You got the singularity code. That's how to get out of here. Get that code to tunnel. Don't wait for me! Oh, fuck me! Ah!
I just lost all of Hammond's vitals. Is he dead? Oh god. It's just us now, Isaac.
Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately. Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately. Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately. Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately. Warning, catastrophic failure of fuel containment. Evacuate the vessel immediately.
Exiting zero gravity. Exiting vacuum.
Yo, how's it going this place? Yeah, I kind of went to get food for a couple of hours, but other than that, I've been playing pretty consistently since then. What did you get, man? For breakfast, I mean. Or have you literally just woken up? So 3 chapters left. Just woke up, nice dude. I went away for a couple of hours to get like food, man.
Isaac, I've located the shuttle Hammond found. Shit. No good. That shuttle's brain dead. Someone removed the navigation cards. God knows why. There's 3 of them scattered around the deck. I'm downloading their locations. I can't access the doors from here, so you'll need a crew key. If you can find those parts, I think we can get that shuttle operational again.
Yeah, I was gonna stop here though. I need to go to bed, dude. But yeah, apart from a couple of hours where I went to get food, shower, and went to get food, ended up, I think I meant it to be an hour, ended up being away for an hour and a half. Alright, let's check out the remake, dude. Watch Mojo Plays, sure.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're facing our fears and surviving living nightmares as we once again board the Ishimura.
I think I'm 3 chapters away, so I'm on chapter. You know the spoiler, right? But you played Dead Space too. Like I was talking about, Nicole is dead. That's what the chapters spell out. So due to that, I know there are 12 chapters, and I just completed chapter 9, so only have 10, 11, 12. Each chapter is like an hour. Some are smaller than others, but the bigger ones are like an hour plus. So I think I'm, 2-3 hours away. Can't really say it's scary, to be honest. But it is pretty engaging. I don't feel as... To be honest, I think the remake is harder, because... I'm not sure if the remake is harder. Some people say in the remake, the necromorphs run less at you. So... They say remake, atmospheric-wise, like, due to stuff like that, it's a little bit less scary, but... There's a director, like in Resident Evil. So I think if you start them and they end up doing too badly, it does things easy. It makes things easy for you. But I think it also might randomize some necromorphs.
And track down the 10 biggest differences between the original and the remake of this horror classic. For this list, we'll be looking at the numerous changes and many modern quality of life improvements EA Motive made to Isaac Clarke's adventure, aside from the obvious graphical facelift that's sure to give a whole new generation night terrors. There will be spoilers ahead for both the 2008 original and remake. What was your favorite improvement made in the Dead Space remake? Are you also hoping for a remake of Dead Space 2 in the future? Save your limbs and scrawl a message down in the comments. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to... Much like the recent revival of the God of War series with God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, EA Motive made the most out of the next generation's
I think they have more cutscenes.
advancements in power and tech to not only reduce
Like shit like that wasn't a cutscene. It was
loading
just
times,
gameplay.
but to eliminate them entirely. The choice to have the game take place in one continuous shot with no cuts only amplifies the immersion and pressure of surviving this waking nightmare of inhuman monstrosities. Couple this with the fact that most of the cinematics and expository sections take place during gameplay, and gamers are never given a moment to relax as the tension is never broken or interrupted by a loading screen. Unless you die, of course, which will happen a lot.
Oh my god, get on with the comparison, dude.
Peeled perfection.
Basic my comparison, I think.
Before release, much had been said about the new peeling system for the necromorphs, in which instead of simply slicing off a limb, Isaac's shots would tear and peel the flesh and muscle from the bone until there was nothing left. While the original was praised for its strategic approach to dismemberment instead of outright carnage, the peeling system adds so many additional layers to the remake's combat. Pun fully intended. It truly is one thing to read about or see it in trailers, but to experience it firsthand is something else entirely. With ammo already a coveted commodity, now unless your arsenal is significantly upgraded, you could run out of rounds before a single leg has even been detached. To compensate for this, various new environmental hazards can be found sprinkled throughout the environment, meaning the player is never without the means for their own survival.
Like little shit like that, it's... This is the cutscene, right? Because I'd play 20 minutes, this is near the start. In the original, he just picks it up. In the remake, this cutscene plays.
They're in the walls!
The only way is hacking them apart. Those arms.
Did that even kill them? Or did they just stop moving?
The original Dead Space was awash in creaking pipes and unsettling screeches of the undead hunting Isaac Clarke, but in the remake, this is amped up to 11. EA Motive made sure to make the most out of this generation's advancements in 3D audio, and the results speak for themselves, literally. In many cases, you'll hear the necromorphs skittering through the ducts long before you see them, and Isaac's ever-increasing heart rate as the situation intensifies is matched only by the players doing the same. In some instances, it's the game's use of 3D audio that might be the difference between life and death.
Yeah. I think the original is still pretty good, but it's not scary, to be honest. Yeah, play the remake, dude.
As some of the necromorphs have a nasty habit of flanking the player when they least expect it, and it's only by hearing the sounds of their tendrils scraping the metal grating that you know they're behind you. Arms dealer. In the world of Dead Space, weapons are rare, so Isaac needs to make use of many engineering tools and adapt them for things other than their intended purpose. However, in the 2008 Dead Space, outside of the plasma cutter, Isaac needed to purchase the majority of his weapons from the shop, and while this was a common system at the time, many players found themselves wasting their hard-earned credits on weapons they didn't use because they had no way to test them before purchase. Thankfully, in the remake, Isaac comes across his arsenal much more organically by finding his impromptu weapons within the environment during normal exploration. While minor, this change allows players to adapt their own playstyles without wasting their precious credits on weapons they...
To be fair, you can sell the weapons again, so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah. There were a couple of weapons that I've just pretty much... like the flamethrower. It's just been relegated to, you know, non-use.
never end up using. The weapons themselves have also been substantially
Oh, they do say like the flamethrower is stronger in the remake, apparently.
upgraded and completely redesigned with all new alternate fire modes for additional peeling. Puzzling sacrifices. Although Dead Space takes many of its inspirations from the Resident Evil series, one aspect that didn't translate well to the Ishimura was the use of overly complicated Resident Evil puzzles. While the original Dead Space wasn't without the odd head-scratcher here and there, the remake adds additional puzzles to certain aspects of the ship that fit in a bit more organically than rotating statues and puzzle pieces. On occasion, the player will need to reroute power to different areas of the ship, while sacrificing power to others. This can oftentimes lead to extremely tense moments when rerouting the power results in all the lights being cut off and the only illumination in the room coming from Isaac's weapon. It's a
that seems pretty good, actually.
Great way to keep the anxiety high while also leaving many of the puzzle decisions squarely in the hands of the player's choice.
I don't... But people say it's less scary, I don't know why.
Isaac, I've tracked down your rig. You're an engineer.
To be fair, you know, who knows. This
I'll
looks
get
better,
myself
to be
admin
honest.
privileges.
Atmospheric.
Active, not reactive.
If I give the cannons enough targeting data,
To be fair, I don't feel like I'm playing an old game. The remake still holds up.
recalibrate the system. You got a better idea?
Christ. I'll open exterior access. I hope you know what you're doing.
The silent protagonist's purpose is to be the avatar for the player within the world, and because of this, oftentimes developers will make them silent to further immerse the player in the world. However, in a game like Dead Space, your character having nothing to say about the ungodly horrors unfolding around them is a little jarring. Thankfully, EA Motive not only gave Isaac a voice, but they also gave him his voice, with OG Isaac Clarke voice actor Gunnar Wright reprising his role. Now in the Dead Space remake, not only does Isaac comment on the chaos of the Ishimura, but he'll also take charge of certain situations, utilizing his vast engineering knowledge or be more resistant to his companions' demands instead of simply acting as their gopher.
Isaac, what's your status? Do you have the captain's rig?
Me. Ugh. Transmitting codes now.
Doctor's notes.
Isaac. Make us whole.
The main driving force compelling Isaac to explore the Ishimura is to find his girlfriend Nicole after losing contact with her during her time aboard the mining vessel. In the original Dead Space, Nicole became more of a background motivator after her brief introduction during the opening moments, which didn't give the ending the gravitas the developers might have been aiming for. In the remake, however, EA Motive not only expanded on Isaac and Nicole's relationship and provided further backstory, but Isaac will also periodically be given side missions to flesh out Nicole's time on the Ishimura and why she and Isaac had been apart as well as what brought them together to begin with.
Dang,
this
dude.
additional content makes the gut punch of an ending much more heartbreaking, along with further fracturing Isaac.
Yeah, man, Nicole is
already
dead.
clearly unstable psyche.
We all know it.
Isaac. It's me. I wish I could talk to you.
She wanted to talk. I didn't.
Sorry.
I can make it right.
I'm sorry.
I can save us both.
Marker motivations.
My mother, she's
Octavia? How's she doing?
she's dead, Nicole. They both are.
As if the necromorphs weren't bad enough, the world of Dead Space also has its own creepy cult that worships the things. By the end of the 2008 original, the Church of Unitology was found to be the main driving
Oh my god, you don't spoil me, you cunt.
Nicole, but also divided them.
She can't escape her.
Arguably one of the most contentious and out-of-place sections of the original Dead Space was the Asteroid Defense chapter. Not only was the section tonally divergent from the rest of the game, but the segment was also poorly designed, and the asteroids could easily overwhelm the player, causing them to fail the mission or tone down the
Really,
difficulty.
dude? They weren't that hard. they weren't hard, man. I don't know what people are
difficulty
complaining
just to
about.
get past it. In the remake, EA Motive has removed this divisive section entirely, replacing it with a much more immersive and honestly far more harrowing spacewalk that puts Isaac directly in the asteroid's path as he attempts to manually sink the defense turrets. EA Motive also made adjustments to Isaac's zero-G mobility, adapting the free motion traversal of Dead Space 2, allowing Isaac to freely explore zero-G environments and more capably dodge incoming attacks or solve puzzles.
They're back. The ADS cannons are online ship-wide. Thank God. Engaging autopilot. Get yourself in.
Although it would, yeah. Well, this does seem cooler. I mean, being able to fly around in space.
Side, Isaac. I think I figured out our.
The nightmare never ends. As well as added optional side quests for Isaac to complete and learn more about the downfall of the enormous mining vessel. While some of these side missions tie directly into the narrative, such as following Nicole's actions throughout the unfolding chaos, others actually lead directly to an unlockable secret ending. Achieving this ending is...
Yeah, I'm not gonna... Well, I think if you want to play the remake, dude, I just...
Chapter basic.
I refunded it, man. I got my money back. I just... gotta finish 3 games, dude.
And would be available to purchase in the store kiosks using found credits. These kiosks are still present in the game and offer Chapter basic. Now, right away, the differences are pretty apparent. Isaac's iconic CEC engineer suit, even in this early stage of the game, features much more detail than it did before. All the original bits and bobs are still there, like the spinal rig unit, used to indicate the player's health, and the semicircular stasis indicator.
It's kind of cool to, like...
Only...
The basic suit in the original... It's cool to see how it visually upgrades whenever you upgrade it, whereas this one seems quite hard.
These elements are much more complex now, with bronze plating and other fasteners to decorate the edges. The light bar itself also looks as though it's within a semi-transparent tube now, as opposed to the very opaque light blue color that just felt disconnected from the original design. When viewing the model from the front, we can find even more drastic design changes, like a totally redesigned helmet visor that looks much more practical than the old design. Other changes include a larger chest-mounted display, reimagined texture work for the liner piece, more color variation between the leather spalders and the rest of the armor, and superior reflective material all around to really bring out the bronze. The suit, of course, can also be upgraded throughout the game as well, becoming progressively more intricate and complex. The environment. For those unfamiliar with the original Dead Space, a good claustrophobic hallways, though this does make for the perfect horror environment, taking obvious inspiration from the likes of classic horror films like Alien and The Thing. Thankfully, the entirety of the Ishimura has been retained in Motive's remake, with each and every hallway recreated with nearly identical layouts. But it's not really a one-to-one recreation either. The remake brings with it some very subtle changes that aim to enhance the overall experience. This bay area is significantly larger in the remake, with players needing to walk much further with their allies before reaching the main gate into the flight lounge. This not only gives a much more impressive first look at the ship that they'll be exploring, but provides time for the characters to deliver a bit more dialogue too, thereby adding to the narrative aspect of the game. But that's nothing compared to the changes made to the way chapters are handled. In the original Dead Space, each section of the ship was sectioned off in the game as its own chapter, with the central tram system serving as the beginning and end of each level. While the central tram is still very much in place, it's no longer the main method for traveling between areas of the ship. The entire ship is now fully connected into one seamless environment. To do this, Motive has added in some brand new branches that connect each of these areas, usually by means of some simple maintenance halls and elevators. They're nothing necessarily game-changing, as very little actually happens in these new areas. But it is interesting having to unlock access to these tram stations manually, in order to gradually unlock access to the ship and keep players more immersed in the world. Another big change-up is the rework to the various Zero-G sections. Much like Dead Space 2, the Dead Space remake now lets Isaac fly around the level using thrusters in his suit, without having to aim at a target and leap directly from point A to point B. This means the old Zero-G areas are slightly more involved than before, with additional elevated pathways that were never in the original game, and annoying encounters like the run along the outer deck and the battle with the Leviathan now feel much more polished as a result. As for the actual technical improvements, there's so many within each and every scene that it's kind of overwhelming to go through. Every single location in the game has been...
Yeah. Remake does look pretty good. The only thing is, like, honestly, like, it doesn't feel like I'm playing an old game, but the only thing is, it doesn't really feel scary. Like, it's not scary, man, it's just... The thing I'm worried about is resources, pretty much, and managing them. I don't feel the same tension that I did in maybe the Resident Evil, 4 remake, where I was struggling. Even though I had slightly more ammo in that game. I had slightly more ammo, but it felt more tense.
Built from scratch, mirroring the original layout, but with hundreds of other small aesthetic changes to really revitalize the presentation. Take the Flight Lounge, for example. The couches, the shelves, due to the remarkably improved dark atmosphere, and in many instances, outdoing it. Hallways that were previously brightly lit are now much darker thanks to more accurate shadow casting and proper light dissipation. Volumetrics also play a huge role in shaping the mood of each area. The water vapor down in the morgue area, for example, does a great job of masking parts of the room, giving it a much creepier atmosphere overall. The same is true for the nursery and hyperponics area. They usually have some layer of fog around light fixtures and near the floor surface. It adds a lot to the scenes, though in some instances, it can make it slightly harder to see enemies sneaking up on the player. Unfortunately, it doesn't look...
Yeah, the visual clarity does seem less in the remake. It can be a good thing and a bad thing, but...
like the Dead Space remake is utilizing any sort of ray trace reflection, which is a shame because the mirrors in the...
Well, maybe in horror games it's better to have
bathroom would have made for a great new jump scare that I half expected to see when this was announced. And the reflection technique that is being utilized isn't great either, as there's this pixelated look to the screen space reflections on certain surfaces. But aside from that first catwalk in the hangar bay, this issue doesn't seem to present itself too much to be that distracting. Shadow quality has also been improved, with far more...
Oh, I should say, it still stutters like bad though, so...
shadow projections in every scene. But there's still several light probes that cast no shadows at all. And while the shadows are much softer and more realistic on average, there are a few projections with a bit of dithering that doesn't look that great under close scrutiny. Next, we have the effects. Just like everything else, the effects have been given some nice improvements. Sparks will now bounce off of the ground and light up the dark corridors. Steam and smoke fill the air and reflect light. And fire, especially from the player's flamethrower, will light up the dark hallways and reflect off of metallic surfaces, helping to make the weapon feel even more powerful than before. Motive even reimagined the gravity well section to be much clearer by means of blue electrical panels that will help prevent instant accidental deaths like before. But the gore effects are the real standout here, as enemy dismemberment is the key to taking down enemies in the game. In the original, taking down the Necromorphs was simply a matter of shooting out a leg and then an arm. Sometimes limbs would require more shots to sever, but it wasn't always clear if that limb had actually been damaged visually. Now, limbs are presented in layers, which will break off at the point of impact when shot at. This is a great...
Yeah, what he's saying is, in the original, let's say it takes 3 shots to take off a limb. You can be 2 shots in, and there will be no visual difference until it breaks apart. It doesn't really make, whereas in the remake it seems like the other video was saying there are layers to it. First, you know, your first shot might remove the skin, your second shot may expose the bone, and your third shot may break the bone, severing the limb. It's a cool visual detail, but it's not that bad in the original. I don't feel like that's an issue really, cause either way, you will know when they are dead.
New touch, as it enhances the...
If they're not dead, you're shooting at their limb, you know?
Brutal violence, while also providing
visually,
players with more information
cool effect,
to deal with the threats effectively.
And it's a good thing.
Other gore effects are even more pronounced than before, with more blood and enhanced sound design. But due to the limitations of what can actually be shown here, you'll just have to take my word on it. Next, I want to highlight just a few of the biggest changes that have been made to the core gameplay mechanics, starting with the new power routing system. Occasionally, throughout the remake, players will come across these new interactable power panels that have big blue and red tubes flowing out of them. Using these, players can directly change things in the environment by rerouting power from one system to the other. To open a door, for example, players may need to reroute power away from the lighting systems over to the door itself, casting the area in pure darkness. And this element is used sparingly enough that it doesn't ever detract from the core experience either. What it does do, though, is replace all of the original game's power node doors, removing the need to always save one in the player's inventory like before. Another big change is to the weapon and rig upgrades. In the original game, new items like guns and armor sets would unlock automatically on a chapter-by-chapter basis, and would be available to purchase in the store kiosks using found credits. These kiosks are still present in the game, and offer things like ammo, health, and even new armor purchases, but blueprints for new weapons won't show up here. Players instead must find the weapons themselves scattered throughout the ship, usually accompanied by their own little animation as well. This means players won't get the pulse rifle or flamethrower nearly as early as before, which can change up tactics for dealing with certain encounters. But the pacing feels much better thanks to this change, and likely will encourage more players to try out these weapons, rather than just sticking with the tried and true plasma cutter. Another big change has to do with the new interconnected level design. Because players are now able to travel back and forth between areas, the remake also includes with it new optional objectives. These objectives are often simple, and involve activating an old ship recording or scanning a tissue sample, but they do add a bit more to the game's story, and expand on the various crew members that players find throughout the ship. Revisiting old areas is also
remakes are usually better than the OGs. Well, Final Fantasy disagrees. I don't know. I haven't played Final Fantasy VII, but generally, yeah.
Encouraged by a new security clearance system, where lockers, doors, and chests can only be accessed after acquiring a certain clearance level, usually tied to major events in the storyline. Weapons have also been reworked, echoing changes made in games like Dead Space 2 and 3. The pulse rifle, for example, no longer has its weird umbrella shot alt-fire, but instead fires a much more useful grenade launcher. The contact beam is also now a direct beam of continuous energy, rather than being a slow charge-up blast like before. And all the weapons now feature extended upgrade trees, thanks to new optional purchases in the store kiosk, which explains why the power nodes are no longer needed to open doors. There's a few other slightly more minor changes to the gameplay systems, like the way Isaac walks, the nice improvements to the hit detection when stomping on crates, the limitation to Isaac's sprint where he'll actually get tired after running for a long time, and the overall cleaner feel to the game's combat. But for the most part, the remake retains so much of that original feeling that players who haven't touched it since 2008 might not even notice anything has changed at all. Finally, let's wrap up with some sound comparisons. Which version of Dead Space do you feel has the best audio quality and design?
Okay, this is the remake. Oh, this is classic. Okay. It's pretty good. Well, a different audio file is
That security
playing.
console's still live. Isaac, log in and see what you can find. Kendra, get that elevator back online.
Power's dead. I can't.
Then reroute the damn power. Look, if we all cooperate, we can figure this out a lot sooner. Let's get that computer display up, Isaac.
Where's the security detail? Where's anybody?
There's nothing logged. No duty roster, no power to the elevator.
For God's sake. That security console's still working. Isaac, get a damage report. I'm done playing around.
Bro, I don't know if I can tell so far.
What was that?
Not
Show gameplay, dude. Like, outside of gameplay comparison, the fucking meaningless.
What the hell? I don't know. Something's in the room with us.
Jesus! Open fire! Open fire! Sender, power! Sender!
Come on.
Yeah, I hear it. Hammond? Take it easy. Daniels, get those elevators running.
There's something in here with us.
What's that? Oh, God!
Daniels, get the doors open!
Get out of there!
There we go, gameplay sound design. It's pretty good, I suppose. Isaac walks a bit weird, but I think you just get used to it. Okay, that was pretty good. Sure, combat, dude. Outside of combat, it's fucking... Okay, that clip, the classic, is actually... The remake is actually pretty fucking good. Combat, there we go.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
I think the plasma gutter sounds better than the original. The remake, although looks... The darkness does make it quite a lot atmospheric and scary.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
And that wraps up this episode.
Yeah, dude, seems like remake is the way to go. But the original still holds up. But yeah, fuck it. I even asked my friend, dude, but I just felt guilty about the buy 3. I've got to stick by that rule, dude. I can't walk away on the first chance. I can't just run away the very first chance I get. I've got to stick to that rule. That's all, you know. But yeah,